and alleged authenticity of what is alleged as basic facts on the for the dissenting opinion, Your Honor. I regret to do that, Your Honor, but the rules of evidence and procedures compel me to do so. I am not questioning that there is such a dissenting opinion, but I am not in conformity with it with what was stated in there, together with the statement of facts made, because they are controverted by the other facts obtaining in this case, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. President, we'd like to be heard. As I understand it, the defense counsel is moving to strike the testimony of the witness on the ground that his testimony is hearsay.
No, only
the court.
No.
Yes.
May I only?
I think the counsel is saying that to the extent that of what Justice Sereno said in her dissenting opinion, that is the matter that is being covered by the motion of the counsel for the defense.
In other words,
as far as the dissenting opinion of Justice Sereno is concerned, as far as what she said in her dissenting opinion, that is within the competence of the witness to state in her answers to the questions of the defense counsel.
in other words, the basis of the motion to strike, or the object of the motion to strike, is the portion of the testimony of the witness on the irregularities.
To the extent of the truth
Yes.
or falsity
Yes.
of what was said
And this is
by Justice Sereno in her dissenting opinion. But as far as what Justice Sereno said in her dissenting opinion, is stays into the record as a part of the testimony of the witness.
Yes. We vigorously object to the motion, Mr. President. Firstly, because the dissenting opinion is in fact a matter of judicial notice.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Well,
And,
anyway,
and the facts and
proceed.
the facts that are therein stated in regard to the irregularities are part of the opinion of the dissenting opinion. Firstly, Mr. President, these portions of the dissenting opinion are matters stated in opinion by a public official. Therefore, unless proven otherwise, they are entitled to a presumption of truth and regularity.
I'll posit the question this way. No?
Yeah.
Whether what the witness said as irregular or not, irregular, is indeed irregular, they want to be stricken off the record. But as far as the dissenting opinion of Justice Sereno is concerned, what she stated in that dissenting opinion will remain in the record as a part of the testimony of the witness. Am I correct in understanding
That's correct, Your Honor.
position?
We are not in any way disputing the existence of the dissenting opinion, together with what is stated
In other
there.
words, the counsel for the defense said to the court, please disregard the claim of the irregularity attributed to others by the dissenting opinion of Justice Sereno, because the witness was not present when those acts were done and when they came to the knowledge of Justice Sereno.
Well, in which case, Mr. President, these statements in the minority opinion, apart from the fact that they are entitled to the presumption of truth and regularity, the fact is that those statements are in their own right independently relevant statements made by a justice of the Supreme Court who herself was speaking of their own personal knowledge.
Yeah.
Now,
Anyway,
secondly,
this is sufficiently argued. The chair will make a ruling unless a member of the Senate sitting as an impeachment court would want to discuss this matter.
But before the ruling of the Honorable Court, please, is made, may I be allowed 1 or 2
May I-
minutes,
I'm not finished.
rebuttal, Your Honor?
I'm not. Let us allow the.
Mr. President, I'm not finished.
Yeah, let's allow the
No.
prosecutor to finish.
Secondly, it is plain to us that the motion is actually in substance raising an issue either of weight or defense. Now, whether it is a matter of weight or defense, Mr. President, it is not a ground to strike whatever portion of the testimony has been made. If it is a matter of weight, it is for the discretion of the court to decide on whether to give it weight, and if it's a matter of weight, how heavy the weight should be. And if it's a matter of defense, the defense will have its turn to present evidence to impeach, discredit, or overthrow the statements on irregularities contained in the minority opinion. Now, thirdly, Mr. President, I have read the concurring opinions myself, just like the defense counsel, and it is there, Mr. President, shown that these statements on irregularities or disclosures made by Justice Sereno were not treated or met in those concurring opinions. There was silence in their opinions. And we know that as in a court of justice, when such imputations are made, which are serious as against others, there is silence, there is a presumption of truth. I mean, as they say in Spanish, que se no disputa, se accepta. If you do not dispute, you accept. The other justices never disputed in their concurring opinions these revelations made by Justice Sereno.
If the counsel is true, Your Honor, may I be allowed 1 minute rebuttal, Your Honor?
Just a minute. Is the gentleman from the prosecution true?
Yes, Mr. President.
The defense counsel.
If Your Honor, please, the Honorable Court would notice that we have predicated our motion to strike out on the basis of the admission made by the Honorable Secretary of Justice that she has no personal knowledge of all these irregularities and infirmities, and that this knowledge came to her, by reason of going over the dissenting
By
opinion.
reading the dissenting
Correct,
opinion.
Your Honor.
Yeah.
That's why we made the statement that all she testified to in connection with the alleged irregularities or infirmities did not come from her own personal knowledge, but merely from a reading of the dissenting opinion.
That was accepted by
Yes.
the witness.
The presumption of regularity and the fact that the dissenting opinion exists, we never questioned that, Your Honor.
All right.
We never questioned that. We were limiting ourselves to the character of the evidence being elicited from the witness, Your Honor, which in accordance with the evidence and law is decidedly hearsay. And if it is hearsay, then it may be the subject of motion to strike out, Your Honor.
All right.
Mr. President,
Yes.
Mr. President, Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago wants to be recognized.
The gentle lady from Iloilo is